Hello, church family. Pastor Jim Cohn. It's Sunday afternoon. I want to share with you a meditation for chapter 25 of Proverbs as we continue this study. We're getting to the end of it, but I hope you see some patterns here that you can apply in your day-to-day study. Proverbs is a really powerful book. It's unlike any other book in the Old Testament. In fact, it's unlike any book in the whole Bible. There's wisdom just chocked through and through this book. I encourage you to read it, to meditate on it. Go back as maybe we've opened some truths up for you in the course of this month and see how these things could apply in your life. We're going to look today at chapter 25, which is a group of proverbs known as Hezekiah's collection. These were proverbs that were written by the scribes or the writers, the recorders of King Hezekiah. They were gathered up about 250 years after Solomon wrote them. They were written by Solomon, but they were in a collection, maybe a private collection, maybe just available to the king. And so they were recorded and given for us. And by divine inspiration, they've been passed on through the ages. We have them today. So we're going to see some trends in chapter 25. You see the introduction in verse 1 of chapter 25. These two are Proverbs of Solomon, which the men of King Hezekiah of Judah copied. So that's the beginning of it. The verses 2 through 7 are really wisdom, or verses that give us wisdom about the kings and leaders. And I'm not going to read all of them, but verses 2 and 3 are interesting. It says, "It is the glory of God to conceal a matter, the glory of kings to investigate a matter. As the heavens are high and the earth is deep, so the hearts of kings cannot be investigated." Not everything that a king knows will he tell, and not every bit of information he's going to pass on. And I think it was true in King Hezekiah's day and Solomon's day, who wrote this. It's true in our day. Sometimes leaders are privy to information. We're in an information-free age. We don't like that, but it's true. So just learn to respect that maybe we don't know everything in there. God hides some of his knowledge also. As the heavens are high and the earth is deep, so the hearts of kings cannot be investigated. We don't know everything about God. We don't know everything about our leaders. We know the things that we need to know. And I think it's important to learn things. It is important to be open in decision making, but recognize that we probably aren't ever going to learn all the things that we want to do. Verse 6 and 7 is interesting. "Don't boast about yourself before the king, and don't stand in the place of the great, for it's better for him to say, 'Come up here,' than to demote you in plain view of a noble." In other words, don't be in the habit of self-promotion. It's never a good, trustworthy habit. And even when you get the favor of a leader, when you ingratiate yourself to them, one day you're going to fall. And so here the proverb, it's better for him to ask for you than to send you away after you give bad advice. In verses 8 and 10, we see some wisdom about lawsuits. And I think that's good counsel for us. Don't take a matter to court hastily. Otherwise, what will you do afterward if your opponent humiliates you? Try to work things out. Later in the New Testament, Paul would admonish us about taking a brother or sister to court who's a believer in Christ. And then he also said, Solomon said in verse 9, "Make your case with your opponent without revealing another's secret." Don't betray confidences when we have to pursue things. It's always important to do these matters with integrity. There's a word in verses 11 and 12 about well-timed advice. A word spoken at the right time is like gold applied in silver settings. A wise correction or a receptive ear is like a gold ring or an ornament ring. So I think that's good counsel for us. Look over at verse 20. "Singing songs to a troubled heart is like taking off clothing on a cold day, or like pouring vinegar on a soda." If we try to encourage someone who's grieving by making them laugh, that's not always the best help. And here he says it's actually as harmful as making them take off clothing in cold weather to expose them. So it's important. If someone's grieving, allow them to grieve. Work with them, pray with them in that grieving process. It's important. I want to close with a couple. A righteous person who yields to the wicked is like a muddled spring or a polluted well. Don't give up to evil or wicked ways. Always maintain your integrity. And it is not good, in verse 27, to eat too much honey or to seek glory after glory. We never profit when we seek our own glory or seek to promote ourselves. So here's a few wisdom proverbs for you today, and I urge you to look over them, meditate them, pray on them, think about how they apply in your own life, and they'll be useful to you. God bless you, and we'll see you soon.